This is Richard with JR Propo, and this is the 7th in a series of videos regarding how to set up a new helicopter model in the JR T44 transmitter using the TAGS Mini 3-axis flybarless gyro system. In the last video, we discussed collective pitch curves and set up 3 sample curves, one with reduced negative pitch for takeoff and landing in normal mode, a 5-point pitch curve with reduced collective sensitivity around center, and a straight 0, 50, 100% pitch curve for aerobatic flight. In this video, we're going to set up the transmitter for XBus A operations for use with the TAGS Mini. We're going to bind the receiver in XBus mode. We're going to connect the TAGS Mini to our computer and start using the G-Tune program. Using the G-Tune program, we're going to change the type of receiver in the TAGS Mini from remote antenna to XBus type. And we're going to select the same channels that we selected in the transmitter for elevator, aileron, and rudder gain in the TAGS Mini. We're going to start by turning on the transmitter, and once in the home screen, pressing the L list button on the left side to enter the function list menu. From here, we're going to scroll to the system list, which is at the bottom of the second page of the function list, highlight the word system list, and click the roller. Now in the system list, we're going to scroll until we find the XBus setting. You see it in the middle of the second page here, right there. We highlight XBus and click the roller. Now the default is inhibited, XBus is off. The INH for inhibit is highlighted. We're going to click the roller, and we're going to be given 3 choices. Keep inhibit, go to XBus Mode A or XBus Mode B. Mode A is for use with JR devices such as the TAGS Mini and the Axis gyro for fixed-wing airplanes. Mode B is what you would use if you were going to use a V-bar or a Beast X. So we're going to go for Mode A because we have TAGS Mini. Highlight Mode A and click the roller. We're going to press L, again, the list button, to back out to the system list menu. And we're going to scroll over to bind and range. Highlight and click the roller. Now, we're going to scroll the word bind here. We're going to highlight it, but for the moment, we're not going to click the roller. Now, we're going to be using a JR RG613BX receiver, and this can be used either as a 6-channel PWM receiver or as an XBus receiver. We need to program it for XBus use. You can see we have a connector, a plug, a shorting plug inserted in the end, and this is a switch plug in JR nomenclature. And we're going to bind with that plug installed. I have just a simple 4-cell battery pack. I'm going to connect it to the receiver, and we can see the receiver is flashing, so it's ready to bind. We've still got bind highlighted here in the transmitter, and we're going to click the roller. Immediately we have success. Please check failsafe, and we'll set failsafe in a later video. Now looking at the receiver, there are 2 lamps. We have a solid lamp on, which tells us, yes, it's talking to the transmitter and vice versa. And then down below, and I don't know if you can see it in there clearly in the video, there is a green lamp that is lit steadily. That tells us that our receiver is now set for XBus operation. So I'm going to remove the switch plug, and then I'm going to remove power. So our receiver is now ready. Now you can't really see this because it's off screen. I'm connecting the special dongle from JR so that the computer can talk to the TAGS Mini. Once that's installed, we're going to go ahead and start the G-Tune program. Now it's very important that you plug the dongle into the USB port before you start the G-Tune program. In some cases, it will have difficulty recognizing the G-Tune program. And we've got our tags mini located at the lower left of the screen, so hopefully you can see it. One nice thing about the tags mini is that you can make programming changes without external power. So we're just going to connect the dongle. We can see it's lit up, and we're just about ready to communicate with it through the G-Tune program. In the upper right corner of the screen, you'll see the word connect. We click connect. Our red flashing light has turned to green, so the computer is now talking directly to the tags mini. We're going to go into option setting first, and we're going to go into the third page, setting 3. Now on this page, we select the type of receiver we're going to use. The default for the tags mini is to use a remote antenna. We want to use an XBus receiver. So we're going to scroll down to this window. We're going to click. We're going to select XBus Mode A. Now, anytime we make a change to the tags mini, it doesn't stay, it doesn't remember unless we scroll over to the right and hit the right button to make the changes. We get a window in the middle saying write parameters to tags, yes, and write completed. We're now going to go to the second setting page, setting 2. I'm going to program the tags mini to accept the channels for the gains that we previously programmed into our T44. So for Aileron, we're going to aux 2. For elevator, we go to that window, click the down arrow, select aux 3, and for rudder, we're going to select gear, and once again we're going to write to the tags mini. Now down below is a parameter for setting the rudder neutral. The default is 1500, which is what all JR servos are. You can also set it for 760 if your rudder servo requires that. There's a later version of the G-Tune program and the firmware for the tags mini, which we'll get into in another video. And that version will allow us to use cyclic servos also with a 760 neutral setting. Now the next step is to confirm that all of our programming thus far is good, that we can change from normal mode to stunt mode, and that we can change the gains for aileron, elevator, and rudder remotely from the transmitter. So I have the tags mini still connected to the G-Tune program. I have our receiver that we've already set for XBus connected to the tags mini, and because the receiver requires external power to operate, we have an external battery here to power the receiver. We've also have our transmitter on, which we can tell because we have a steady light in the middle of the receiver. So let's go into the gain monitor tab toward the left of the screen. And if we look in here, we'll see flight mode normal for aileron, elevator, and rudder, and we'll also see the transmitter gain and total gain for each of these channels. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip into idle up 1, and we'll see where it says norm will change to stunt for all 3. And then I'm going to bump the aileron trim tab that we set up as a trim input switch, and we can see, and hopefully you can see this clearly on the screen, it's going 55, 56, it's climbing. I can do the same with elevator and with rudder. And when I go back into normal mode, it drops back down to what it was before. If we change into our stunt 2 mode, we can change those settings as well, and they can be different from normal and stunt 1. Another change in the newest version of the G-Tune software and the tags mini firmware is the addition of a third flight mode, and we'll get into that in a later video. Now, one last thing, if we go over to the far right, system reset, we can reset and wipe out all the changes we just made, but there are also sample helicopter models based on the Forza 450 and the 700. And what that'll do is it will give us a good starting point for the parameters that we would use when we're tuning the helicopter. In the next version of the software, there'll be an additional category, which will be a 600 size helicopter. Now we're going to be setting up a 550 size helicopter, so I'm going to opt for the Forza 700 parameters. In the next video, we're going to start setting up an actual physical helicopter. We'll be returning again to the G-Tune program to set up pirouette compensation and several other parameters. Thank you.